What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Scarborough Fishing, and today we're talking Ned Rigs. So now, Ned Rig works all year round, undoubtedly without question, and all you have to do is just slow down a little bit. A lot of people like to go out there and hop, 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 hop. That's perfectly great, but it always works better if you slow down. Now, personally, for me, I love using tungsten. And when it comes to tungsten, I especially found that the Swagger tackle, Ned or Flanders head, think about that. It's Ned Flander head. Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. But tungsten weight. Now, I love using the 10th ounce weight by them. Feels great, works great. Slow fall to it, especially when you have that bait on there and it just falls real slow. They have three colors that are great. They have the green pumpkin, they have the black, and they also have a chartreuse. I was not able to get the chartreuse because it's sold out currently, but trust me, I'll get it soon enough. And that's something I do actually believe that kind of works a little bit, is a little bit of chartreuse with something. Like I said, I'm still not big on chartreuse, but I'm not going to write it off. Still going to try it, but some of the other ones that I like to use is if you're going weedless, the Z-Man Weedless Mushroom Head, I believe is what it's called, is another good one. This is also in 10th ounce. I'll use anything from a 16th ounce all the way up to a quarter ounce. Anything more than that, I really don't think it's really that great. Anything less than that, like a 32 ounce, is actually where it was originally designed to be done with, is a real light weight with a real light fall to it. Now, some of my favorite bait is missile bait. Now these Ned bombs and the watermelon red core, absolute killer during spring. I absolutely love this bait. If you look at it, you'll see that there's some red inside of it. Let me get one where it has some nice red inside that tail, because that's something I really like. There's one right there, and you can see right inside that tail right there. You can see, move my finger, you can see some nice red through there. Green pumpkin with a nice red on the inside, and of course, use that 10th ounce green pumpkin head right there, and all you do is just very simple, just like doing any type of bait. I like to take it where it's going to be flat up against it, and just right side, go through, come out right about there, slide down, and boom, there you go. And perfect. Now that tail up there, you can see I'm not even doing anything, and that tail is just flopping around like crazy. That tail is just going to sit there and just fly back and forth, motion with the current, and that is just an amazing little Ned bait right there, especially with that red that you can see in throughout there. It's absolutely amazing. And now, I cannot talk about Ned baits without talking about the staple that everybody uses. Absolute killer, Z-Man Turd, TRD. I mean, they are absolutely amazing. And one of the great things about this, I know I keep talking about I don't like chartreuse, and I got them here and there and everywhere else. One of the great things about this little Z-Man bait that they have, super stretch. I mean, look at that. You're talking about extending your bites 10 times fold. Instead of catching 3 or 4 fish, you're catching like 10, 15 fish. Look at that. I mean, what other bait do you know that can stretch like that that doesn't have the elastic? I mean, that's just a killer in itself. And so what a lot of people do is that little keeper right there, see that little keeper? They'll take their pair of pliers, rip it off, and they'll get it to slide right down on there. Good to go, which is really great. This one is actually the coppertreuse. So if you look at it on that green pumpkin side, you can see that copper flake inside of there. I think that's real great. I'm gonna try it, especially try it during this spring, because red kills it. You know that red kills it during the spring. I think that's really great. And now something else that people toss off that they really don't do and that they should is actually 2 things. One, finding a small little creature. Now this actually comes from Karl's Bait and Tackle. It's a little creature bait. Look at that. You talk about when you have it rigged up there, it's got all these limbs moving and flowing and just kind of sitting there swaying in the water. And that's something the fish hasn't seen before because a lot of people just don't do it. So if you're sitting there and you throw it out, you let it sit there on the bottom, and this thing's got all of what's sitting there just flying back and forth and going. Definite killer. This color is green pumpkin pearl on the back, like a pearlescent blue. I think that'd be really great in the summertime, personally, and just absolute killer because it's something they haven't seen. Another good one is the rage tail and this green or watermelon red flake. I'm telling you, I love watermelon red flake. You're gonna hear it time and time and time again out of me. But it's another little creature bait. No, this is more like a beaver bait, not a creature bait. This is more like a beaver style bait. That's something else they don't see. And speaking of something else they don't see along those lines, is a Savage Gear Salamander. This is also made with that same type of elastic technology as the Z-Man. These things super stretchy. You see I already got one missing out of the pack. This is just absolutely killer right here. And I mean, they just super stretchy. Look at that. You can see little arms on it, little detail inside that head. And because of its little slender inside body with that bulk on the backside, watch that thing. It'll fall over. It does the same thing. It sits there and just goes with the current. You don't even have to do anything. It'll sit there and just go with the current, and it'll absolutely kill it. I love it. You know, a second thing you can do with these a lot of people don't know about is swim it. Bomb it out there, let it hit the water, and just roll that thing back. Have it come back straight to you. Maybe a little pop every now and again. Absolute killer. And I think that was honestly a mistake that someone finds, because a lot of times the Ned Rigs, they're small baits. I mean, look at that compared to my hand. That's a small bait. I think they bombed it out there, didn't have it in the right placement, start rolling it back, and bam, they get absolutely slammed and changed the way that they thought about Ned baits. That's just a great color. I absolutely love it. Some of my absolute favorites, Gary Yamamoto. I actually found these by accident just by walking around in a Bass Pro shop and found them. This is the green pumpkin black flake, and I also have that watermelon black and red right there. Absolutely great. Now this is not only great for like Ned style baits, something else you can try, tubes on a little Ned head. That's not nothing new, but that's killer right there. And yes, this is a green pumpkin red flake, you guessed it, but that's absolutely killer. I mean, look at that. Bomb it out there and it'll sit just like that. Those 4 little prongs right up top, swaying in the water. I mean, it just works. It works all year round. Have that little representation up there for that bass to see. They're just gonna kill it. It's great. And so, I mean, other than that, Zoom makes small little products for you to use that has these great tails, that great long tails that just flow in the water. Absolute great. And for what I like to use as a rod and reel, and you're gonna kind of laugh at me when I got on this, but as Bass Pro Special, a number 1 power. I mean, it's just, look at it. I mean, pull back over here and just absolutely just soft as can be. But a number 1 power, moderate fast. No, I think this is a moderate, excuse me. I think I'm almost positive this one is a complete moderate. Let me look at this. It says action fast, but they don't power light, action fast. I don't think it's a fast action. I think it's absolute. If you grab this bait right here, and you pull on the line, string wire, on the line. I mean, that thing is just. If I get it over here for you, I ain't got much space. Tell my wife I need a workshop. When you pull this thing out, and I see that more as a moderate than a fast. It's pulling that plank down. But a 1 power spinning rod is what I use for my Ned baits. Now this right here is well, it's already worn off. I can't even see it anymore. I've been used it so much. I'll have to link it down in the description for you. But this rod is also one of my favorite styles where you can not only go forward, you can backspin it too. Absolutely great when it comes to this type of fishing, especially when you fish in heavy current like I do. If you're sitting there pulling back away from your spot and you want to keep it there for a long period of time and you want to keep tension on it, start back spooling it. I'm telling you, that's about the only reason I actually get rods that actually back spool, is that way I can actually keep tension while my boat's being pulled away, while I'm trying to realign, just to be able to sit there and have that more sensitivity. Also, I run 30-pound braid on this. 30-pound braid to an 8-pound test line, and honestly, this spool, it only goes up to 6-pound drag, so I'm not worried about it breaking at all. That drag's going to go and go and go and go. I think I got it set up to max. It's just going to go and go and go, and I'm just going to keep fighting them, which is honestly not my style. My style is just straight up. If I get them hooked, my style is straight up just grind them in and get them into the boat. I know a lot of people out there love to fight fish. It's always great to get that bite, have that on your line, be able to sit there and fight that fish. I'm straight up the complete opposite. Once I get that smash, I just love to just grind them straight into the boat. We all love to fight fish, but we also love to get them in the boat. And that's my whole goal, is to get them in the boat, have the opportunity to see that beautiful fish, give them a kiss, send them right back into the water. Remember, this time of the year and any time of the year is always great for using a Ned bait. I love using tungsten, and I love using the green pumpkin red flake. So, until next time, remember, have fun on the water, catch a big one for me.